everyone, and welcome to my new channel. Today's video is going to be a colored pencil tutorial to help all the young artists that are struggling to color and make their art look good. First off, I'm going to be showing you some of the tools that I'm going to be using in this video, and I'll start giving some tips and tricks to help improve your coloring. First, I just wanted to show you some of the tools. I have a pencil and a fine liner that I use to outline everything. And of course an eraser. And here is a box of colored pencils that I've accumulated over the years. It's quite a big collection. So I wanted to show you some of the things that I noticed young artists do when they color, like when they try to blend. So I'm going to show you the don't side, and then I'll give you some tricks to do it a little more professionally and make it look a little nicer. First, I'm going to choose some colors. I'm going to use green, so I've picked out yellow color, a light green, and a mid-tone, a dark tone, and just a little hue shift for the blue. First, I've noticed that some artists do this thing where they push really hard on the pencil and they don't overlap their colors when they're trying to blend, which doesn't really give off the idea of blending. It should be a little smoother. So I recommend that you don't do this, and it really makes your art not look very nice. You can see that it's not very smooth, and I'm going to show you a better way to do it. I'm going to recommend that you start very lightly and overlap your colors. Don't press too hard, and just lay a very light layer of your colors, and we're going to go back and go over it multiple times. And just blending is just basically a lot of back and forth and going and doing retouches and coloring a lot. It's not very difficult, but I have noticed that some people do it the wrong way. So yeah, you can already notice that it looks a lot smoother and much more like a gradient than the other one does. The other one does give off a more cel-shaded vibe. If that's what you're going for, then by all means. But if you're going for a more blended, smooth look, I think this is a better way to do it. You can definitely tell the difference between the blended side and the more choppy side. I'm going to use a paint pen to add a little highlight on the ball to make it look just a little more fancy. Like that, you will have colored a ball and made it look blended, and I hope it looks good for you. I hope you really take my advice and find it helpful. I added a little shadow to the ball to make them a little more 3D. Now we're going to move on into blending 3 different colors. I've seen a lot of people go really hard on the pencil and not really be light with it, and just go really dark, and it doesn't give off the blended vibe that you want. It just looks kind of bad, honestly. What I would recommend is doing lightly and overlapping colors multiple times, and just going over it a lot of times and layering it up to get the rich color that you're looking for. Blending different colors and colors from the same family is quite the same. All you have to do for blending is just overlap and be light with your colors and layer them up until you get the result that you want. As you can see, you can already tell that there's a difference, and it really makes your art a lot nicer. I added a little highlight to make it a little... As you can see, that definitely makes a difference, even though they're completely 3 different colors. Now we're going to move on into shading clothes. I will make a separate video for shading clothes separately, but right now I just wanted to do a little shading tutorial for a shirt. So you're going to need a few different colors, a light tone, a mid-tone, and a few dark tones. I've seen a lot of people just do it really simply and not add wrinkles and not take into consideration all the shadows that might happen. So I'm going to show you a little bit of a better way to take the lighting situation into consideration. It doesn't apply for every situation, but if you're just going for a default setting, I think that it would work pretty well. Here you're going to use a little bit of a lighter color for your lighter areas, and your midtone for the base color. And we're going to go in with our shadow color to add some shadows. And then we're going to get our even darker shadow color, our darkest hue, and just add it in a little bit of places, not everywhere, but just a little bit to make its shadows even deeper. We're going to take our midtone again, and we're going to go over the entire thing to kind of just polish it and make it look all blended and just finish up the coloring. And there you have it, a tutorial on color pencil coloring. It's not very in-depth, but I hope it helps some people out there that are just looking for a simple tutorial on doing simple blending and not too much complicated stuff. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and please consider subscribing. Bye bye!